for a follow-up on a motion I got passed in July. And that motion was basically looking for a task force to be set up to look at the possibility of facilitating the use of quad and scrambler bikes, because they are destroying our parks and are being used all over South Central. And I mentioned it again here a few weeks ago, and I mentioned it again. And the answer to my question today was that this security committee was being set up. Now, my motion originally had something else in mind, and that was an all-agency committee that would look at alternatives for young people to use the scrambler bikes and the quad bikes in. I know of a meeting in Clondalkin tonight where users of the bikes and their parents are meeting to look to try and get a bit of land and to establish a club similar to the one in Blanchardstown and similar to the one in Marino. And even just calling it a park security committee sounds like it's going to be all about use bowsies, get out of here, don't be this, don't be that, don't be the other, instead of having that positive impact that I was hoping would be achieved by the motion that was passed overwhelmingly by everybody here in July. And the answer I get back is we're setting up a security committee. I think the remit of such a committee has to be more than just about security. There has to be a positive element to it and a proactive element to it that deals with the reality. If I was 12 or 13, I'd probably want to be on one of these mad bikes. But if I'm not going to be allowed to do it, and I shouldn't be allowed to do it in the park or on the road, maybe there could be a facility for me with my gang to do it in. And that's working apparently very, very well in Blanchardstown and in Marino. And maybe we could establish some other idea that the committee isn't just about patrols and security, but it's also looking at different ways of facilitating how young people entertain themselves today. Because in the absence of regulation over these vehicles, we are going to see hundreds of them on the roads this Christmas morning and the next Christmas morning and probably on birthdays and everything else, because nobody at the top of society is regulating the use of them. Anyone can buy them, they're not that expensive, and they will be the presence that young fellas and young ones want. So we have to look at how we contain it or maintain it rather than just discipline it.
Manager.
I take your points on board, Councillor Smith, and I would take a broad view of this committee. And it might be more appropriate because this is, for instance, is a new theme, and maybe it's more than security, or security is probably not the correct word to use, and it's really, I suppose, maybe parks safety and more of park safety rather than security committee. But certainly, one of the items on the agenda is quad bikes, and that we want to address that issue and put forward ways to resolve it. And as part of that, we can look at alternatives, as you suggest. And that committee can bring on others if need be to try and resolve the situation or put forward new ideas and make them happen in the future.